Hey there, so today I'm going to take you through the exact strategy we used for a SaaS provider in the safety space where we were able to increase their lead flow by 140%, but not only that, we increased their revenue by over 30%. So let's step you through this. So we've got two main channels that we generate our leads from. So firstly, when we're starting off on a new campaign, doing outbound, and this is primarily what we do. We do cold calling and we do LinkedIn. Now, from the beginning, we look at these as two very separate channels trying to target the same audience. So there's not a lot of cross-pollination here. And one of the key things around this is the narrower that you can focus your niche on, better understanding of what this whole process needs to look like. I'll give you an example. When we first started out with this SaaS provider, we had a few different segments that we're going to target. One being retail, another being health, and another security. Now, when we look at this, one of the key things that we need to consider right from the beginning and where we went wrong in the early stage was targeting retail. Now, if you think about retail, if we're trying to set up sales calls down here as online demos, what's unique about retail? Well, not every worker is in front of the computer and they don't particularly use their calendar very well. So typically with segments like that, rather than setting it up for an actual Zoom call or Teams call, you want to set it up as an initial quick qualification call to then go to that next step. Because ultimately, they don't use their calendar. They're less likely to show up for that call, so we need to consider that. Now, where we had the best cut through, but show-up rates significantly increased as well, was when we targeted health in particular. The reason for that, if you think about health people, they are on their calendars. They look at their calendars, and those that are sort of in not-for-profit, that sort of thing, they're used to using Teams, they're used to using Zoom, they're used to online meetings. Therefore, the likelihood of them actually showing up significantly increases. Back to the strategy. So we're starting off, let's take health as an example. So we want to focus here, doing outbound calls. And that, in the beginning, is generating most of the momentum. That's where we're getting the bookings from. On the side, LinkedIn is a longer game. What you're doing on LinkedIn, you should be posting good content, connecting with people, and as you know, if you're on LinkedIn now, it takes a long time to build a network. You can only try to connect with around 20 people a day or 100 people a week. So we need to view this platform as building that network of people and hopefully generating leads. Now, when we do generate a lead here, we can try to book it directly through the sales call. But as we're building that network, this is where LinkedIn then feeds this beast as well. So what we want to do with LinkedIn is twofold. So with the leads, if they're not booking in for that sales call, we need to hand it over to our caller here to try to generate that appointment that way. So the unique thing here is now our cold caller is actually calling really warm leads. Now, how can you get them calling sort of semi-warm leads? It's calling that LinkedIn network. So as we're building this base, if we're building by, call it 150 to 200 new people in that network every month, then that's going to significantly increase the number of warmer calls that we can do over here as well, and therefore the likelihood of them going through a sales call. So this is where this system starts to roll together. It starts to feed each other, and we start to generate more and more sales calls. But not only that, these sales calls that are coming from these LinkedIn connections or LinkedIn leads are warmer. They're seeing what you're posting. They've seen you DMing them in the inbox. So they already know you. So when we're doing this and handing it over to our cold call team, the introduction's a lot easier because the connection's already there. So that's the beast of lead generation. Another key unique thing, which we've only just started to do as an agency, but I highly recommend you looking into this as well, is that any leads that we're getting that are old, they haven't signed up, might be in that network for a while, we put them through AI and SMS reactivation. What that basically means is we're taking those leads, we're trying to re-engage them via SMS. SMS, we know as a channel, has the best cut through out of any channel there is at the moment in terms of trying to connect with someone that we have a phone number for. Obviously, you need to be aware that you can't use SMS cold leads. But the thing that you can do here is, if they've previously had a sales call, you send them an SMS, 30% of the time we're getting answers. If you compare that to email, it's below 1%. If you compare it to outbound phone, we usually get pickups rates around 12%, and even then, you still get a percentage of people putting down. SMS, 30 to 40% of people will reply. So that's really something to think on and work on through as well. That's our system that we're currently using that's helped us to increase lead flow for a safety provider, a safety SaaS, by 140% and increase their revenue by 30%. So I hope that makes sense. DM me or put some comments down if you've got any questions.